Here comes your pre-market summary for Tuesday, March 14th. It's CPI day. Get set, 8:30 Eastern. We get February inflation data coming up. Going to be the last of the big data points. There is PPI coming up this week as well that the Fed will use going into next week's Fed decision and meeting on the 22nd. Still pointing to a toss-up really between a quarter-point hike this morning and the Fed actually holding off after what happened over the past few days with regional banks. Here's how futures are shaping up right now. 0.72 for the S&P, the Dow pretty close to the same there, 0.64 back to the upside. Same story for the NASDAQ, 0.6 in positive territory as well after a nice rebound on Monday. TSX, 0.25% back in positive territory. Oil extending declines, 1.58 right now. Back to the downside. We had huge, monstrous moves in crypto on Monday, 20+% at 1.4 Bitcoin. There's another 2.5%, 1.25 for Ethereum, back in positive territory as well. All eyes, meanwhile, on CPI data coming up again at 8:30. Will it be hotter than expected, as the past couple have been, and how will the market react to that? That's a look at both the S&P 500 and the Qs here, the NASDAQ, heading towards this 8:30 number. Regional banks, meanwhile, back on watch as well. A little bit of funding coming through from JP Morgan. Some clients moving over to both Citigroup and JP Morgan overnight as well. But still, a lot of question marks surrounding this group this morning. They are up significantly right across the board, led by FRC right now, PACW, WAL as well. Another one trading in positive territory. In pre-market trading here, we'll talk about all of them obviously coming up as well. There's Uber catching a nice bump to the upside this morning. A California court voting in favor of treating drivers as contractors going forward. The first decision of its kind. So all of the ride hailing, even DoorDash, I saw back to the upside this morning. Nice bump for that group. GitLab, meanwhile, not so much. Big move to the downside on a very dour, as this note says, Q1 revenue forecast. Not a good look for GTLB this morning. AMD with a new product launch as well, showing a little bit of relative strength in pre-market trading. Meta, Financial Times actually backing up that Wall Street Journal report we talked about on Monday. FT coming out saying, yeah, job cuts could come as soon as Wednesday this week. So Meta back on watch here this morning. Interesting story as well out overnight on Tesla and BYD possibly cutting ties. There was a battery support option or deal that was made over in China between the two. So interesting story there. We'll talk about that coming up. United Airlines, meanwhile, cutting their forecast for the remainder of the year down as well in pre-market trading for UAL. Grab the watch list, guys. Going to be a big day coming up at 8:30 again. February CPI. Don't miss it. We're on at 8:25. You get 5 more minutes. We'll see you shortly on TraderTV.Live.